Plaintiff Sherman Mathis rented a spot to the defendant where she could park her mobile home, and he had nothing but problems with her. Sherman claims the defendant failed to pay rent, and his children found a dirty hypodermic needle in the defendant's front yard. He's suing for rent and emotional distress. Defendant Jessica Van Pelt and her twin sister Sherry say Sherman not only threatened their brother with a pistol, but he also tried to kick Jessica's door down. Jessica claims she and her family were so fearful of Sherman that she filed a restraining order against him, and she's countersuing for the harassment.
Start with you.
Well, in May of 2011, I rented the defendant a spot to park her mobile home, at which time I paid her rent for 1 month in advance or two. And
what was the agreement on the rent?
the agreement, $160 a month. On the first of the month, after the 10th, it's late, $185. For that, I furnish the water, sewer, trash, and I do the mowing. All I have to do is trim and keep it clean. And
What was it like renting to the defendant? Was everything all right?
They haven't done anything right since they moved in.
Tell me some of the things. Tell me what they've done wrong then. Maybe that'll be.
I've had trouble with everything. They won't trim, won't pick up their bike so I can mow. I've had trouble with collecting the rent, at which time I've tried to work with her because she had 4 kids. All she had to do is let me know if there's a problem. I worked with her best I could. On June the 4th, my children came in with a dirty hypodermic needle. They found in their front yard.
That's not true.
Did you ask their tenant about it?
Yeah, I went to ask them, yes.
And what happened?
Well, she wouldn't answer the door. At which time I got pretty irate.
Were they in there?
Yeah.
I did answer my door,
She was nodding out or?
No.
You weren't nodding?
No, I answered my door and I slammed the door in his face because
he broke up your nod.
No.
Oh.
No, I was in there cooking dinner with my children. He was.
Well, whose hypodermic needle was? Somebody was in there shooting dope.
No, and it was found in the driveway.
Everybody isn't diabetic. Somebody shooting dope over there.
No, and I even told the officers to go and get it tested, and I guarantee it wasn't mine. I mean, I guarantee it was not mine. And he said it was found in my front yard. That's a lie. He showed me where it was found, and it was in the driveway, right in between my house and his house.
So one of y'all.
Well, now.
Whose hypodermic needle was? Somebody was in there shooting dope.
No, and it was found in the driveway.
Everybody isn't diabetic.
Defendant Jessica Van Pelt and her twin sister Sherry say Jessica rented a spot from the plaintiff to park her mobile home, and she claims she was forced to file a restraining order against him after he threatened her family.
You tell me what it's been like, what the agreement was, and what it has been like as a tenant.
Okay. The agreement was that I pay the rent and that the lot was mine.
How much? 160?
160. And he didn't say anything about the late fees at the time, but I was fine with that because I paid on time until he started harassing me.
Okay. Tell me what it was like staying there.
Well, Sherman is a drinker, and
I wasn't much till you came along.
Let her finish.
I guess I triggered.
Man say you drove him to drinking.
I drove him to drinking. Me and my 4 children drove him to drinking, triggering the relapse.
Tell me the type of things that were happening, because you said you stopped paying because he was harassing you. So let's talk about it.
Well, I do babysitting, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, my brother dropped off my 3-year-old niece, and Sherman.
And he drove through the middle of my yard.
Yes,
too.
he did not have it reversed in his truck, and he admitted he drove through his yard, and Sherman came running at him with a pistol with my 3-year-old niece in the car and pointed the pistol at my brother and my niece and told him not to be pulling in the grass, and my brother apologized, but he said, that's not right. You know, I got my little girl in the car, and my brother brought my niece in and asked me what to do. I said, well, just...
Okay, what else? What other problems have you had?
Okay, he yells at me in front of my kids. He cusses.
About what?
About people pulling on the grass mainly. He's very
What
picky.
you want the man to say? To wave?
No.
Yeah, he's gonna curse somebody if somebody keeps riding over his grass.
I don't even drive, so I've never pulled
That
up
I
on
may-
it.
Well, your friends or your
Yes.
associates keep running over the man's grass. Yeah, at some
And trust me,
point
I
he's
go out
gonna-
there and I go out there hollering too, please get off the grass before Sherman comes and yells. I mean, I don't tell them come pull
All
on
right,
the
so
grass.
that's your other complaint. He yells at you because all your friends and relatives run over his grass. What else? What else?
A little bit of history. A week after we moved our trailer on his lot, my son was hit by a drunk driver.
Sorry to hear that.
He was ran over, and I mean he was fine. He was dragged 40 feet under the car, but he walked away with no broken bones or anything. But the way that he swerved, the drunk driver swerved off the road and hit him, he thought it was intentional. So Sherman kind of reminds him when he comes over there drunk and he threatens to shoot my little boy's dad in front of my kid. And he's had a lot of emotional distress over it until I filed the
That's a lie.
until I filed the restraining order against Sherman. My kids wouldn't even go outside and play.
but the
they
person-
are terrified of him because he has come and he beats on my door. He threatened to kick it down. He tried to turn
That's a
the
lie,
door
too.
knob.
Okay.
He ripped my port apart and then said he found a syringe.
My
It's a
porch.
lie.
Okay, you have a police report for any of these things? Because someone bamming on your door, threatening to kick it in, is someone who's threatening imminent violence.
Yes.
And they
And he said
they are
I'm sorry.
behaving in a violent manner with threats to your safety and your family's safety. Your children are afraid to come outside. Do you have a police report?
No,
Surely you went to the police.
I did. I filed a restraining order because the second time
Okay.
the
You
second
have
time
that.
No, I'm sorry. But I just wanted to let you know the second time that he came pounding on the door, I actually had my sister's kids with me, and I had 5 young kids, and they ran into my bedroom and said, "There's somebody beating on the door. They're threatening to kick it down." My 6-year-old niece was so scared that she was trembling and
Did you ever
actually
find out
peed in
why
her
he
pants.
was doing these things? Why he was trying to kick in the door, kill your children?
No, it was my husband.
What?
My
your husband, or keep them from coming outside, or whatever it is. Did you ever find out?
The second time that
No, period. All the time.
Well,
Did
it
you
was
ever
because of
find
another
out?
tenant came, and I'm not even sure what the
You
other
were very
tenant
clear
did.
about him yelling because of the grass. Now you kind of won't tell me what your understanding is.
Well, when he found out that I was countersuing, he came over and he said that if I did countersue, then he was going to make sure I did not have a trailer to move, and that if he saw my
Now
husband
that's a lie.
outside,
Quiet.
that he would kill
No.
Well, no.
Coming to bang on your door, trying to kick it in. Is that because of a countersuit? That's what you're telling me?
One time was because of a tenant that moved out. I don't even know why. I mean, you would have to ask him.
So why
we
you
don't
went
talk.
through all, ma'am, you went through all of this, just you're trying to think of something. And now you finally say you don't know why the man was trying to kick in your door, banging on your door, threatening your children. They gotta run under the bed. They can't come outside. You don't bring your restraining order, and you have no idea as we speak as to why he's done it.
Restraining
Sir,
order, Your Honor.
pardon me?
I have a copy of the restraining order, Your Honor.
That she obtained again?
She filed against me, yes.
Oh,
And it was
okay.
dismissed in court.
It was dismissed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no wonder you don't have it. You wouldn't have it if it was dismissed. Sir, let's get to this rent. Let's get to this rent you're suing her about. You can hand it to me. You have it?
Your Honor,
This
can
is
I-
it right here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just listening to you because you're fun. What, ma'am? What else?
the judge said that he was dismissing it with the benefit of the doubt that he does not know
He
his
gave who the
landlord.
benefit of the doubt?
Sherman. I don't know why
All
he
right,
has.
ma'am, when the judge doesn't grant a restraining order and your life is being threatened, go to the police. That's a crime to threaten your life, to try and kick your door in, to bang on your door, to threaten your children. That's about 6 crimes. How many children you have?
I have 4. And I
4.
have
So we
called-
add that 4.
and
That's
I have called the
4
police.
plus 2 plus attempt. That's about 8 crimes he's committed. If it was true.
and I have
Sir,
called
let's
the
tell me
cops.
about the rent.
Well, also, I wanted to...
Tell me about the rent, sir.
About the rent?
Yeah, you're not as fun as her, so you gotta get straight to your story.
He yells at me in front of my kids. He cusses
About what?
about people pulling on the grass mainly. He's very
What
picky.
you want the man to say? To wave? Yeah, he's gonna curse somebody if somebody keeps riding over his grass.
Defendant Jessica Van Pelt and her twin sister Sherry say Jessica rented a spot from the plaintiff to park her mobile home, and she claims she was forced to file a restraining order against him after he threatened her family.
Go ahead.
She quit paying her rent in June, okay? And I went over and discussed it with her. And she told me that she was going to pay it. She's told me multiple times we had problems prior to that we worked out, which her sister
What
encouraged us
type of
once
problems
before.
prior to that?
Rent problems.
Okay.
You know, and this last time she said she was going to pay me. She never showed up. She's dodged me. And I have never collected a dime since.
All right.
And I haven't compounded, or I haven't, you know, I've just
Ma'am?
charged a flat late fee, and that's it.
What do you want to tell me about rent? Did you pay from June through today?
No, I have not paid since the restraining order, since all the harassment started.
June. Have you paid him since
No,
June?
I have not.
All right. And it's because he harassed you?
Yes, and like I
And you say you haven't paid him since what? The restraining order?
Yes, since
The one that
since
was
he came beating
dismissed?
on
The
my
one that
door.
was dismissed?
Let me tell you what the judge said is he was
I
going
heard
to
you the first
assume.
time. Ma'am, I heard you the first time. Gotcha. And sir, your emotional distress is for what?
It's been pretty rough because I've been angry for a long time. And
Because you've been
the
angry
stress
a
of-
long time.
the stress- I mean,
She drove you to drinking. I did hear
Well,
that.
I could give you another example too. I mean,
What
I found
else, sir?
there's things I can't prove. It's been hard on my tenants. I've had different instances where her company has spun rocks all over a brand new home. Most of my tenants are
Spun
elderly.
rocks in the car, you're saying.
Oh yeah, severely.
And the rocks hit other homes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
been
like
3.5 months ago, and they're still that deep in the driveway.
And that wasn't
Let
my
him finish,
company.
ma'am.
They were going to sue
It was your-
Sherman.
Let him
You and
finish,
your husband's
ma'am.
best
Let
man.
him finish. You've admitted that your company.
Yeah.
Take her out. I don't even know who you are. Let's go. Bye. Let's go. All this laughing and contemptuous actions. Have a good day. All right. Go ahead. Yeah, until I laugh at that. The emotional distress. So far, I have the damage you say to other tenants. Do you have any evidence of that, though?
No, sir. I don't.
All right. Your counterclaim, $2,500 for harassment. And is it the harassment you've already explained to me?
Yep.
All right. I'm not going to grant you that because I'm not convinced that those things occurred, just as the judge who denied your restraining order wasn't convinced. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,110. Have a good day, which is only your rent.
No, I'm just glad all this is over.
I'm glad it's over too. I hope she moves.
And I hope I still have a trailer to move after this, so